Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Some Racing Bible. My name is Phil. Welcome along to the live stream this evening. Hope your Saturday is going well. Good to have you with us, and pleasure to have your company this evening. Today, we're in Automobilista 2, and we're going to be taking a look at the karting circuits for Automobilista 2. Now, karting itself in AMS2 is not something that's very popular, shall we say. Not so many people seem to do much in the way of karting on AMS2. Not quite sure why the reason is, but we're going to take a look at every single kart track in the sim at the moment, and we're going to drive every single one of them and have a bit of a race on them as well, and a variety of different karting machines. So let's see what we can find out, see which tracks are actually really good and which ones are maybe not quite so popular to to drive just because of the way they drive. So we're going to jump in and see what we can find. So let's get ourselves over to the sim now. Get myself in as well. Alright, there we go. So yeah, welcome to it, everybody. Good to have you with us. Frank's checking in already. Funky's here. How you all doing? Hope you're all doing well. So, we're going to do this in the form of races. So we're going to do some quick, short, sharp races. 3 laps, and we're going to do them in a variety of different karts as well. So first up, we have the seriously powerful rental kart. And we're going to go to Speedland here. So what you can do on AMS2, if you're not aware already, is you can actually group circuits by location. So by type. So down the side here you have the individual locations, but if you click the filter button here, you can go to grade, and then there's karts, and that gives you all the kart circuits available in one place. So what we're going to do, we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up, and we're going to start here with the Speedland Kart 4 layout. So there's obviously various different layouts of track here at Speedland. So we're going to start with layout 4, and let's go. Funky's guilty of ignoring the karts. That's fine, don't worry. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I'll admit that not everyone wants to go karting on a sim, when karting's perhaps a little bit more accessible to most people to just go up to your local circuit and have a bit of a thrash around. So yeah, most people might just go for the stuff you can't actually drive in real life, possibly. So we're P12 on the grid. It's giving us a nice opportunity to try and cut our way through the traffic here. So yeah, we'll get going. GSM Dad's here. Hello everyone. I think the karts are underrated in AMS2. They're great fun. Yep. Well, we're gonna find out. So here we go. This is the Speedland layout 4. Select gear. Oop. Without going forwards. Right. And we're away. And there's karts everywhere. Let's go around the outside here if we can. Ooh. Bit of a start. So this is a circuit which is kind of more suited to the rentals side of things. I mean the actual physical area itself, not necessarily just this circuit, because this is the one which has the inside circuit as well. That's a big old bounce over the curve for that guy. Go around the outside there. Now you may have seen this particular layout on the channel before, as the rear end brakes away on the braking for that hairpin. So you may have seen this particular layout on the channel before. It's because here is where we did our challenge of karts v cars, and we took the wonderful rental kart around here and took on the mighty Formula Ultimate. And if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. And at the end of the stream I'll put a card up there so you can go find that. Ooh. Very smoky, these rental karts. We made our way through from 12th up to P2 all of a sudden. Slow car. Really? Well, that's not very fair on the leader. Oop. Bit of rental kart biffing and barging going on. This corner there is flat out, and we're back to the first corner. A little bit of bumping. We've got the bumpers, so why not use them? Point. Come on, let's go. Tight, twisted little circuit, this one. Got the move done. The Ayrton Senna helmet in the middle there as well, which is very, very cool. So this particular version of the circuit, obviously, as you can tell, is purely using just the outside section here. So we'll get on to the infield sections next. So there we go, straight up, first one. And that's the race done. We've managed to come through from the back, pretty much, to the win. We'll have to put the difficulty up. But I do quite like this little layout, actually. It's tight and twisty, but it's very well suited to these karts, which, looking at the rear tyres, I'm actually working them rather hard. So I have to see how that goes when we get onto the other tracks as well. But yeah, I love braking away at the rear when you hit the brakes. It's so true of what happens in a kart, because karts have a solid rear axle, and when you lock the rears, both of them lock, so that means you just end up effectively pulling the handbrake on, so you get a really cool little sliding effect. So that's good that that's demonstrated here in AMS2. So that is Speedland 4. We'll probably rattle through these quite quickly because they're obviously very short laps, but we'll go back and revisit some of them in some other combos as well, just for some giggles. But there we go, so that's Speedland 4. We'll get through them. So there's 19 kart circuits in AMS2, so there's quite a few to choose from and get through. So we'll plow on, we'll get through as many as we can, and then we'll come back and revisit some of our favourites, I think. So, Speedland 4 that was. Now we go to Speedland Kart 3. Now this time we look to not have any outside sections whatsoever. This is all going to be indoor karting here, so I'll load in there. So Frank says, have little experience with the karts in AMS2. Which class of kart would you say comes closest to an actual kart, so to speak? I actually really like the rental karts. I think that's probably one of my favourite ones in the sim, actually. Kid X, welcome. This track is fun at night too. That was the outdoor one. Well, we'll have to come back and revisit that at night time, I think. Good stuff. Thanks for the tip off on that one. We'll try that. Delvar says, am I stupid or do the karts have porpoising? You know what? I've not even noticed. I'll have to have a look. So we're still in the rental kart for this one because it's indoors, but we might up the ante slightly later on. So here we are. We're in P9 for this one. Another quick 3-lap race. Ooh. Get ready on the lights. These things really do try and take off the line when you're not ready for them. So if you put them in gear, it'll just try and lurch forward. Come on, bit of a traffic jam. Let's go. But this obviously is now an awful lot tighter than it was on the outside section. But this is pretty much what you expect to find at most local kart circuits when you go down there. It's a tight, twisty circuit which doubles back on itself, and oh no, there is well, almost outside. We have a bit of a covering over us. There's some bouncing going on, isn't there? I'm not sure about porpoising, but there's definitely some bouncing underneath the Red Bull arch. Into lap 2. Take a dive down the inside here. There we go. Around the outside, why not? Okay, we're up to with P3. When you get a proper run at these circuits as well, it's actually, they have a quite good rhythm to them. Over the bump as you come out to the outside section. Not really any room there to go up the inside. We hit the wall. We'll capitalise on that, no problem. Into the really tight hairpin again. I think there's possibly some tyre updates needed for the karts, because they seem to be chewing through the rears quite quickly, especially with the enormous power of the rental kart. Oops, boing. On the outside. Oh, we are through. It's quite fun through there. Obviously, you go through that bump and then it unsettles it. It's like one of those drift entries you see on some of the drift circuits where they go over this little bump and then get the thing sideways. So that's a fun little layout, actually. AI seemed to struggle on lap 1, going through the tight stuff, but overall, it's quite a fun little track. So that's Speedland Kart 3. Seeing how we're getting on here, it looks like we might be revisiting quite a lot of these. We'll come back to that maybe. So, okay. The GSAM does says I think the rentals are pretty accurate. Yeah, no, they are. They're pretty good. Oh, Speedland in general is good at night. Okay, well, we'll take a look at that one too. Let's get ourselves onto the next one. We'll load in and we'll catch up on what you guys have been saying. So this is Kart 2, so this combines inside and outside this time. So we will see how this one goes. So Frank says, thanks to GSAM Dad. That's what Phil said too. Yeah, the rental carts. A good place to start, definitely. So the fast ones can be fun, says GSM Dad. Around there's the supercar. Yeah, I mean we'll come on to that as well, I'm sure. So Kid X says, to be honest, some of the kart circuits need some love in polishing, like Gran Uviana and Buskerud. Buskerud is a love child. You like that one, huh? Yeah, that's a good one. We'll get onto that one soon enough. Don't worry. The surface on the indoor is not a tarmac too, a little more slippery. So you should get a bit of a comparison between the two circuits on the this particular layout. So here we go. Again, starting back in the pack on the outside is where the grid is this time. So away we go. These are really good outside line. Oop, I'm going to get run out a little bit. Let's take advantage of the AI slightly there. Now, of course, this will race slightly differently if you're up against a whole load of actual human drivers, because they won't be coming to a standstill in the middle of the track and all having problems going through turn 1, but it serves a purpose for having the AI. So again, down to this really quick back straight and into the hairpin. Now we cut across and go down the sheltered section and then into the inside. Oop. There wasn't a marker to say going left. There's no cutoff there either. Okay. Just as well we had the AI on then, otherwise we would have gone the wrong way completely. The thing with these rental carts is if you do end up getting too sideways, you really do just bog down. You've got to build all that momentum up all over again. So a slightly longer lap on this one because we're combining the two essentially. Okay, so rather than coming back on ourselves, we're straight outside. Okay. Oops. A little too aggressive into turn 1. Little bump to remind the leader that there's someone behind. Come on, let's go. Definitely slow through that section of the circuit. Okay, here we go. Not quite so slow because we don't have to get all the way around. We can release the steering slightly so we can get the power down once again. Remember to go left. Nearly forgot. And out wide, cut back. Oh no! Now, rental cars don't usually have gears, but thankfully in this situation we have reverse. Okay, let's go get back into the lead again. Really have put some heat into that right rear now. Flick through here. I also love the sound. It's very familiar with the 4-stroke Honda engine essentially. It sounds really good. And the feedback on the karts are nice as well. I mean, you get a good feel of what the tyres are doing and what the kart's doing, especially when the rear end kicks out under braking. You do feel that very nicely. Also important to remember that there's the rear of the kart is wider than the front as well. So you can't be cutting too close to these barriers, otherwise you'd be in all sorts of strife. Lock up on the rear again. Thankfully we're in a straight line that time, so we could actually hold it. It's track limits. I completely missed it. It needs some barriers. Oh well, that's at least that's one of our 5 track limits warnings. We got away with it. And up over the line. And there we go. Oh, goodness. Well, that's actually really fun. The combination of the two is good. I just think we need something to say you need to go left when you come back in to the inside section so you actually know where you're going. Very good. All right. What's next? Don't worry. This track is more of a guess where you should go. No markings or something. Yeah. Very much left to your own devices around there. You drive around there on your own and you'd be like, why am I getting track limits all the time? I'm in the middle of the track. So that was fun. Right. Speedland Kart 2. And let's go back here and we'll go to Speedland Kart 1. So this one then, the difference here is going to be what? So that was where we were. So this time we cut out the tight infill section on the outside area. And okay. Excuse me. So the hairpin does go a bit further down, then cuts inside a bit later on. So okay, let's go. Let's try this one out. Hopefully this one has a little bit more clue of what happens when you get inside. So Frank says, you get a good feeling of what the tyres are doing, quoting me. So you can feel them cooking then, eh? You can actually. It was getting quite loose towards the end there, with all the rear tyres going up. Never seen tyres go on fire yet. It might be a first. Yeah, well, we'll do our very best for you. Exploring things on an adventure. Right, here we go then. Again, starting with the grid on the outside section of the circuit. Here we go. Ooh, everyone's taking my line around the first corner. They've been learning. Right, get on the inside here. You're going to go one way, I'll go the other way. So this time, I'll come through here. And then next bit, and then rather than doubling back on ourselves, we'll be flat out down here. And we'll loop all the way around as well. And then back in, oops, sorry. And that way, and then this way, and then that way. Yes. Right, are we going to have to cut back again here? Oh, we have tyres. They're just missing on the other layout by the looks of things. That's helpful. At least now we know not to go straight on. And if we do, we're going to be in trouble. This bit we know already. Or when I say no, it means we have an idea where we're going. And we're going to cut out this way again. Yep. Instantly having to try and catch the rear end. It's so easy to get into that last bit too quickly on the right hander there and run out of track to get back over to the left, so you've got to make sure you bring the kart over to the right hand side as early as possible. While the rest of the kart's filing past us on the outside. God, tight through there. Lost all our momentum. So important with this kart, as is not hitting a wall. No, that was for not cutting this time, it was actually just running too wide. You can have track limits on a kart circuit, who knew? Burning rubber all over the inside of the Speedland kart track. Front's getting warm as well now. We are pushing on a bit more though. So a quicker layout on the outside here with the removal of that section just there. Getting up to maximum speed of 45 mile an hour down the back straight, which is about right for a indoor rental kart. What was I saying about the rear being wider? Yeah, that's proof for you guys. We need some on-track marshals to come push us back rather than selecting reverse. That'd be interesting. It's moving around a little bit. Keep it in bounds on the exit. Oop. Oof. Got away with that one. Just about had enough space on the inside. But even though it's a very slow kart, the rental, because the track's so short and tight, the corners come at you still very quickly, so you've got to be ready for them. So there we go, across the line. Definitely the AI needed a little bit of increasing of strength, I think, to keep up with that, but we got closer to some fiery tyres. We've got orange on the right rear. There we go, so that's the Speedland circuits on AMS2. Very, very fun. Good combination of indoor and outdoor. Something I always kind of wanted as a kid, because you go to indoor circuits for, you know, test or a bit of fun or a Grand Prix or something, and you'd always enjoy them. But I always had this vision when I was younger of, you know, how great would it be to be able to have a combination of inside and outside circuits, so you can kind of come in and out. And there's a couple that have started doing them, and this is a really good example of that. And I think it adds a really cool dynamic to it, especially if it starts raining, because yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with that, but might have to try that later on. Okay, so that's Speedland done. So next one on the list on the way up is Autona. Now this one is a fun circuit with a few different layouts as well. So starting off with this one here, which is Kart 2. So we'll go into that, and we'll move up the scale of karts for this one. We'll go to the GX390 race. So, well, as I say, up the scale, it just doesn't have the bumpers on it. That's about the only difference. Let's go up to the 125s. I think we'll go 2-stroke for this one. And let's just close up a couple of extra clicks. See what happens. Yeah, so this one is proper purpose-built outdoor kart track. And there's some rather nice scenery in the distance as well. You can probably just about see through the loading screen there. But it's quite a wide circuit in comparison to the Speedline one, where it was all very tight and on top of each other and not much space for anything. This one is it's like driving in a car park by comparison. It's so much wider. Right, so we're in P11 starting for this one. Again, inside. Well, normally this would be all rolling starts with karts as well, of direct drive nature like this, but here we go. Six abreast down to turn 1. So again, just a single gear, and this one is direct drive. So where are we going here? We've got a little chicane through here. Ooh, we've got some on the grass. Typical karting. Everyone over enthusiastic on lap 1. Now again, this Autona circuit. Ooh, hello. We've used this Autona circuit before on the channel, and we did some handicap challenges with the karts quite a while back now. Actually, we took the rental kart out against the superkart and seeing what kind of head start we would need to be able to catch the rental kart up with the superkart. So a nice flowing layout, this one at Autona, down to this hairpin here. Once the initial first lap melee is calmed down, the guys ahead of us are quite quick. Completely missed that chicane. Right. Let's see if we can catch up with them. Turn 1 here, very, very quick indeed. Flat out in this kart. And then hard on the brakes. These guys are still arguing over what happened at turn 1, well, on lap 1. There we go. Not actually driven this circuit before. What? I'm not content with taking us out the first time. He's decided to have a second go. Right. Back into the race then. Where are we? P5. Now we're up to P2. Anyone else fancy throwing it off the track so we can win, maybe? Still time, still have another lap. Now these 125 karts, the brakes are not quite as sharp even maybe as the rental karts, so obviously you're arriving at corners a lot quicker, but you do need to be aware that you have to get the brakes on earlier. So you can catch up with the leader. Oh, there he's done that job for us already. There he is. Right, there's a nice meeting going on the infield there. Still a car, welcome along by the way. Good to have you with us. It says Kart AI needs some proper polishing still, sadly. Yeah, it's it's showing some holes in its capabilities here, but oh no, it's making for some entertaining action anyway. Curbs are a bit of a challenge when you get onto them with the kart. Obviously no suspension to deal with them, so you do hit them quite hard. Tight little chicane, that one. There we go, nearly got into some lappery at the end there. But that's a little bit more of an interrupted version of Autona, so with this chicane and the other chicane that's been thrown in there as well. Should we go give these guys a bit of a helping hand here? Let's get them out of this situation. There you go. Let's push you that way. There you go, that's one free. You gonna go as well, or what? Just gonna back up. There we go. Ah, don't hit me. Doing you a favour. Right, there we go. That's two wild kart drivers freed and released back to the wild. Okay, so that's Autona Kart 2 with a few little extra chicanes added in for some additional length of lap. Let's go and see what else we can find around Autona. Alright, let's get back on here. I do like the Autona circuits, they're actually really nice. So let's go back to our list so we do it in order here. So we did Kart 2 and then we're on to Kart 3. So this time you can see there's a bit of a difference in terms of the long straight down to the hairpin has been removed, so we have a shorter run back up the back straight here, and that chicane's gone as well. Same with over here, there's a tighter chicane. Oops, Kart 3, that's one we want, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so there's a couple of little minor revisions on this one, so slightly different. But these two-stroke karts are very similar to what I used to race back in the day as well. So I used to race a 115cc two-stroke, a little bit smaller engine, but still pretty quick, good enough for 70 mile an hour, so it's good fun. But I do love a good two-stroke kart, especially for the smell of it. When you're going down in your grid formation as you do your rolling start, and you got all the two-stroke smoke coming at you, it smells amazing. Right, P7 this time. So let's see how we get on with this one. Ready for the lights, and away we go. Let everyone fan themselves out into turn one. So we still have this chicane. Don't know why I was trying to downshift then, that wasn't going to work. Well, everyone's made it through there in front of us. So this time, rather than going through that chicane, it gets cut off. Gone for a move there, the guy in red, which is pretty good. They seem to be behaving a bit better this time as well. Less grassy excursions. This section is still the same. Well, what was I saying? They're just leaving it till later in the lap. Right, this time we cut through here. We don't do that chicane, so we're back up the hill into this last corner. Catch the oversteer, avoid the carts in the middle of the road. Oh, okay, well we've survived and we're through to second. It's a much faster run into that chicane now, actually, with the revision of the last section of the lap. Nice and smooth through there that time. You've got to be really smooth with the inputs on the carts. You can't be too aggressive. Oh dear. That's a little bit tighter than I'm giving it credit for. Tyres are behaving better on the two-stroke as well. Because normally tyres on the rental carts are essentially like boulders. It's just meant to be really hard compound, because for rentals you don't want them going through tyres every session, so they're normally quite hard compounds and they last for ages, so yeah. The still car says supercarts are fun too, just not on kart tracks. Is that a challenge? Yes, they are fun. They're really good fun, and we might well bring them out onto these types of kart tracks. Ah, we've got chaos ahead of us. Everyone's trying to get themselves back on track. Oops, wheel on the grass on the way in there. So that's quite a fast flowing layout, that one, compared to the Kart 2 layout. We still have this slow section in here, but got a quick, nice flowing layout everywhere else, which is good. Alright, let's go find another one. So, lovely scenery in the background. I mentioned about the snow-capped mountains. I don't know if that's the... I'm not quite sure what Ortona is actually in Italy. It's I'm not sure whether it's near the Alps or not, but that would make sense. Right, so go back to our list, and so next one up is Kart 4. So this one is a much shorter layout, so we don't have... Well, we've basically chopped off half the circuit essentially with this one, so let's drive this one. Like I said, we're just simply rattling through them for the time being, going through driving every single layout of the kart circuits in AMS2, and then we'll revisit some of them. We may throw in some challenges as well, just for a bit of fun, add some weather, some nighttime, all that kind of stuff. So we're just simply driving every single layout, and then we'll go back and revisit some. So P8 on the grid, this time on the outside. And so rather than having the flat-out run around the first corner, we have a tight hairpin. Throwing rocks at us already. We just got started. Bit of a tap there. Oop. Well, this very well represents what it's like karting. So many times I would encounter some interesting moments on the first laps. So this time we don't cut through there, we go down to the long hairpin layout. Double yellow flag, ooh, that's serious. That almost means most of the field's off. Okay, so this fiddly little chicane is back on the menu for this one. Let's dive down the inside here. Nope, it's going to hang it out around the outside. How many more karts we're going to come across on this lap? Trying to find their way back to the black stuff. There they all are. But I love that kind of double run through there, and then winds up to the really quick back straight. Ooh. Had a bit of a lock-up rear moment. There's still a few of them chasing us, so that's alright. They're sticking with us. Ooh. Bit of a clumsy little last chicane, that one. But the AI seems to take that one really quickly as well, so hard to keep up with them through that. on his case. Let's pressure him into a mistake. Oh! No way. How did we both miss that? Okay, we're right with him now. Last lap. Oh no, that was the last lap. He beat us to the end. That's good. Well, at least we had a bit of a race. But the short circuit's quite fun actually. It's yeah, it's a little bit a little bit technical, and a little bit of speed involved as well. Some longer sections, some tighter sections. So good mixture. Okay, so that's, what was that? Kart 4. What's next? Be Kart 1. We've had 2, 3, and 4, so it must be Kart 1 next. All right. I like this one here. So go back to our list. So that's 4. Hang on. Kart 2. Kart 3. Kart 1. Okay, we jumped one. So this one is the full circuit on the outside without the chicane. So this will be a much quicker circuit. So let's select that. I think we've got. We have, yes. Yeah, so we'll do this one with the 125 shifter karts. Now these ones will be a bit of a step up in terms of pace, but we'll see how we get on anyway. So of course we've got the supercarts as well, which are a 250cc with full aero bodywork as well. We'll throw those into the mix later on, I'm sure. But for now, let's try and stretch the legs of this 125 shifter kart. This one's probably my pick of the layouts. This one, it's really really good. Here we go. To jump on the brakes because we're moving forward. So don't have to cut through here. We can just go straight down here, but it's quite a all the AI having problems with that rear axle lockup. I was about to say it's quite a tricky braking zone, that one, and then the AI perfectly demonstrated that for me. Shifter karts are just mad, aren't they, really? Incredible acceleration. Gotta remember to click those gears off. Oh, we got a bit of a run there. So Funky said, I think you were just racing the A part, Phil. The bit with the I doesn't seem to be working. Yeah, the intelligence isn't there. The artificial's definitely there. There we go. It's that difficult braking zone into there. You're kind of braking and turning, which isn't really a kart's favourite thing to do. Ooh. As I was saying about those curbs, you don't want to get on those. Someone's been through the cones there. But I do prefer this run to the final corner without that chicane. It's very quick through there as well, but just a nicer flow to it. Still flat out through here just because of the width of the road. You can still take it flat even with a shifter kart. Having a good view of the action down there at the bottom of the hill. All parked up. So this essentially is what we call in the UK KZ2, which is the shifter class. incredibly rapid little things. Oh, there's that curb. Get off. Luckily we had a decent lead, we can get away with that. And across the line. So that's the outside version, or the main version of Autono, I suppose you could call it. The much smoother, less interrupted one with less chicanes. AI still struggle with it, but look at all this. Like, should we just join them here, see what their view is like? Let's just come around this way. Let's reverse park in here. Done a good job of reverse parking in there. Oh yeah, it's not a bad view. These guys having a bit of a coming together in front of us here, arguing over what happened. Alright, so that's Autono, one of my favourite kart circuits in MS2. Do love the layouts there, and it makes for some nice flowing karting action, even if the AI don't agree. Right, onwards then. What's the next one on our list of circuits? So we've got now we're on to Londrina. So 2 versions of kart circuits at Londrina, 1 and 2. We'll start with 1 and we'll go to 2 as well after that. So we'll come back off the shifter for this one. We'll go back to, we'll do the Honda 4-stroke race version with the race bodywork rather than the rental bodywork. And let's see if the AI can handle this one. They did better around Speedland though. I know they kind of got stuck on the first corner or the tight corners and things, but in general they raced a bit better around there. But Londrina then, so we know Londrina circuit from the main car circuit. Quite a fun layout to drive, with a bit of elevation change as well. So let's see what this one's like in comparison to the main circuit. We're starting from P7 once again. Right, engage first gear. And away we go. At a much slower pace. Well, that's very kind of them to pull out of the way and let us get a clean run at turn 1. They're up through turn 1 and then up the hill here. So you can see the main track above the kart circuit there on that wall. Right, loop around to the right, and then a drop away down the hill. There's this one go back up this way. And a bit of a horseshoe shape to the inside of the circuit there. And we're back around the outside again. Flat through there. So the great thing about these Honda engine karts, these four-stroke engine karts, is most of the time you're flat out. Except for the hairpins like that. Oh, we're being mugged with a hairpin here, leading us back onto the main straight. This one was knocked over the start cone there just because the track's not wide enough for them. First corner's quite funny, going to come through that compression and up over the top of the hill. And dropping down and around. How quick can you take this left-hander up the hill with this car? Yeah, flat out through there, no problem. And then again, keep the throttle absolutely pinned around here. Down to the first of the 2 hairpins. Not quite backing it in the way I wanted to, but got around it eventually. Hang on, wide. Dramer, hey, welcome, Dramer. It says, hey, R Factor 2 or Automobilista 2? This is Automobilista 2, this one. We're taking out all the kart circuits in MS2 this evening. Karting in R Factor 2 is quite fun as well. They do quite a good job of the karts. As mentioned at the beginning of the stream, it's potentially not a vein of sim racing that many people like to tap into because, you know, for most people, being able to go karting, even if it's just taking a rental kart out or indoor circuits near them, it's a bit more accessible. It's something they can actually have a chance of having a go at themselves. So they may not necessarily jump straight into a kart on a sim, because, you know, what's the point? You can have a similar experience in real life. So, oh, we got one on the roof. I'll say roof. One's been completely tipped over. I'll go rescue him. Oops. Just cut across the traffic here, don't mind us. Sorry, we're on a rescue mission. Gotta go save this guy wherever he's gone. Now to cut through over here, I think. I'm coming. Is he still there or is he gone? Oh, it looks like he's got going again. He's done the Timozhanov roll carry on job. Okay, well done. So that's the Londrina 1 circuit. Let's try the alternative layout here at Londrina. Funky says, I think one of the full Londrina layouts would be high on my list for the Fusca League. Yes, no, absolutely. I think the long version I'd prefer. I think I like the first corner on the long version where it kind of goes all the way around and then back over again. If you like that, when you cut that off, you have that quite harsh chicane to go through. So I think the long version would be my choice of the two. But yeah, definitely a good pick for the league once we can get that up and running and things are stable enough to do so. So, Londrina Kart 2 then. This time we don't go right up to the top and the back around. We just cut through and we used that bit before. Oh, we did, okay. Yes, we kind of cut across ourselves and then back down again. So, let's try this one. Right. So it's good fun. So the there's a good variety of karts in AMS2. So you've obviously got entry level right the way through to the top end of stuff, and then just the mad supercar as well. So yeah, good options to drive. Very, very unique things to drive karts rather than cars and things. They do drive very differently. So here we go, P7 again. So on the same position as last time. Let's see where this one takes us. Oop, slow reaction times. We get caught in the middle. Oop, come on. Got hooked on the back of that one in front of us there. Oop. So this time we hang a right. So we don't go fully up the hill there. So that was a cut inside there. Normally that was a longer corner going up the hill. We go the wrong way up there compared to how we did last time. And we guess where we're going with all the cones and tyres stacked up. A bit of a train going in front of us here, right. Let's see if we can pick these guys off nicely, of course. Oop. Ah. We have company. Oh no. Didn't mean to take a shortcut there. It's kind of happened. Right. AI behaving a bit better now. Famous last words, of course. Oops. Need to take a wider entry into there, I think. Too narrow that time around. Ooh, even getting overtaken here. We've got someone on the inside. Giving a bit of a squeeze there. It's got a quick chicane through there, actually. It's quite fun. Catching back up with the group again. Leader's escaping. It's a little better through there. Let's try not to spin on the inside again. It's better. We're going to run, but need the space. Right. Last lap then. See if we can maintain our position on the podium. See if we can go one better as well. It's better. Tightens that corner rather than being a constant radius, so you've got to cut in a bit later. Another little jump in the middle of the chicane there. Track drops away from me on the exit there, so it's a bit of a bump. Almost went for a move there, not quite. Did we get him? Where is he? We did get him. There we go. We did manage to get P2 in the end, which is pretty good. Right. So that's Londrina 2. Quite nice, actually. I quite like that one. Yeah, I think that section where you kind of come through that chicane was quite fun to drive through there. I think maybe with some of the faster cars that could be a bit hairy, but with the slower stuff, it's quite fun. But I quite like the layout of the Londrina circuit as well. I mean, the main one, Kart 1, as it's called, is it's quite flowing in the way it's got a lot of smooth arcing corners rather than tight twisty ones, and then the 2 gives you a little bit more of a tighter track layout. So that's that one. Okay, let's move on then. So that's Londrina. Next we move up and we go on to Interlagos. Now this one, we have featured Interlagos kart track on the channel a couple of times. Once with our celebration of Interlagos for AMS2, where we drove every single layout there, but also we've had a bit of a cheeky look around it on the race room version, which you can't drive, but you can actually see it. So we'll start with Kart 1 then. I'll jump onto this one. We'll change the kart back to the 125s, I think, for this one. And a bit more of a twisty, traditional kart circuit, I suppose you can call this one. So see how this one goes. Stephen O'Sullivan says the kart's brake pressure is very high. They tend to behave better when the brake pressure is lower. Okay, that's a good thing to look out for. We should check that out. I think these ones particularly don't seem to stop very well. So let's. Oh, it's got Buscover's karts set up on there. So brake pressure's on 95% on this one. So I'm gonna bump that up to 100 and just see what happens. It's probably go hideously wrong, but we'll try anyway. Right, so Interlagos Kart 1. Everyone else gets a revving start to get themselves moving, but we can't do that, otherwise we'll be taking off too soon. Right, straight into a hairpin to start off with. Ooh, this one had a big old touch on the inside there. So I do like the Interlagos circuit as well. So this one we're cutting through. Oh, okay. That's a quick chicane there. Someone's taking the tyres with them. No, I know you said lower, Stephen. I put it up to 100 on this one. Mostly because I didn't feel like I had any kind of braking performance whatsoever. At the moment I haven't got any performance. I'm just trying to keep it on the track. Right, I'm going backwards. Let's try and reverse that. You're all good, Stephen, no worries. I think maybe with the rentals putting them down a bit might help. They do tend to lock up quite easily, but I wasn't finding that with the 125 two-strokes that we were getting the rears to lock very often, so kind of wanted to improve that a little bit. AI are having a much better time around here, even though some of them have visited the scenery. Ooh, someone's clouted the tyres on the inside there. What's going on here? Sort yourselves out. Chopping and changing in front of us. We'll try and stay on the... Every time. You can't say that they're doing well, otherwise they'll have a moment like that. Right, bit of clear track now. So the thing with the karts is they're obviously really, really sensitive little things. So very small steering lock, very sharp brakes. Give them a helping hand into the braking zone. I think I may have just forced him into the tyres. Oh dear, he wasn't going to give up, was he? Alright, where are we? P8, so we're almost back to where we started. And we made one place up at the end, so we ended at P6. So that's layout 1, which is quite fun actually. It's quite fun. I think the brake pressure on 100 for that particular kart seems to work, but for the rentals we'll put it down as well and just see if we can improve them a little bit. It does tend to lock up and just spin you around very easily, so that's fine. So carry on. Where are we? So done 1. So Interlagos Kart 2 is next. So what's the difference between 1 and 2? Well, we don't have that chicane on the fast uphill right, and we also don't have the final chicane. So this one will be a much quicker circuit layout. So here we go with this one. All right. So yeah, once again in the 2-stroke here. So this one is one of those tracks like Ortona, I suppose, which is quite wide. You can race cars around here, so we've done that in the past as well. I think we had we drove the VWs, like the Polo and the Ventas around here. That was interesting. Right, this time it's time for P6 on the outside of the grid. Away we go. Try and keep out of trouble around the outside of turn 1 if we can. This is the inside for turn 2. Oops. So this is where our first of our changes. So rather than cutting through on the inside, it's just simply flat out around the outside. And then a much harder braking zone into the top of the hill there. Tyres didn't last long on the inside. That's a good move at the inside there. Force them off onto the grass. We'll have that position too. Thank you very much. Again, a late apex into the final corner there. This is a much more of a free-flowing circuit, this one. Kart in front getting a bit of a bounce going on. Don't know where he went. A bit of a tap maybe. What is missing from doing karting on a sim though is the seat of the pants type feel when you drive them. So a lot of the time you are driving based on how you feel the kart is moving around underneath. You have a really good connection with the kart on the road when you're racing one in real life, and that's obviously missing here, unless of course you are using a full motion rig, and even then still not quite giving you the same sensations as you would do. So trying to drive it through force feedback is not always the easiest of tasks, but just avoid that tyre in the middle of the road. Definitely seemed quite slow around that hairpin. Alright, let's go get that leader. We've got 2 laps to get him. Closing the gap down. Again, the tight, twisty nature of these kart circuits, everything comes up at you very, very quickly indeed, so you can have quite quick reactions. I don't know whether we need to put that brake pressure up again, because there's that soft brake feeling once again. Like it's not slowing down. There we go, P2. So I like that layout probably more than the the first one we tried, but that was good. Right, onwards. Check the brake pressure on the next one as well, just to make sure, I think. So yeah, so this is we are rattling through them quite quickly. Oops. Through the carts again. Right, and the next one up. So there's 3 layers. Oh, it's just 3 layers. Okay, so this is a shorter version. So let's jump on with this one. This time we're not doing the full loop up the top of the hill around that fast right-hand corner. So we're going to double back on ourselves and then back up and around. But then we're also cutting out that tight, twisty first section as well. So rather than having a hairpin as our first corner, we're cutting around and going through like a elongated chicane, I suppose you could call it. So here we go again, starting from P6. Let's see what we can do from here. Right, where we go. Through the chicane. Oop. So I'm pushing the tyres already. Oops, we didn't check the brake pressure, did we? We'll just restart that just to make sure we have the performance we want. Let's go back to the setup. Oh no, it is on 100%. Okay. Never mind. Let's try that. Make sure we select a gear. The Frank says, speaking of seat of the pants feel, I remember suddenly that the bucket seats on those things are always too big and provide a universal fit. Yeah. So any prolonged session will have your hips black and blue. Yes. Some kart circuits do offer a seat insert which you can have to pad out the seats. They do have to use a large kart seat just to accommodate for all sorts of drivers, especially the rental circuits. But yeah, with a kart, you really do need to have your seat as tight as possible. You need to really have it almost pinching into your ribs. Helps with the feel. But yeah, some of those rubber foam inserts, if they have them at your local circuit whenever you go, might be worth giving them a try just to see if that helps. Very quick through that. Maybe I need to give the brake a bit more of a harder press when we first jump on the brakes to see if that helps with getting the thing slowed down. No, still running on. It's okay, I just need to brake earlier, that's all. Hey Max! Just like that, we're straight through 3 laps and we're on the cooldown lap already. So that's quite a fun little layout as well, the shorter one. Quite a quick lap, and obviously you're only looking at 30 seconds for a lap, which is very short indeed, but it's good fun. Yeah, I think the 125s around here are the perfect kind of 125s and down, I suppose. Excuse me. Right, so that's the Interlagos kart circuits. Next we move on to Granja Viana. What have we got? Excuse me. So that is numbered. So you got kart stage 2, 101, 102, and 121. Right. Let's start off with kart stage 2 then. We'll try this one out first. I think what we will do is we'll go down to the rental karts again. We got the background as being a thunderstorm. That might be an interesting experience karting. I don't know if everyone's... Have you ever been karting in a thunderstorm? Please let me know if you have. I don't think I ever have. I've been in the wet. It's been very wet, but never quite in a thunderstorm. Frank says, I'm a bike ride away from the Coronel kart track here. The dude, well, one of the brothers in the yellow and red TCR. Oh, right, okay. Nice. That's awesome. Oh, it's very kindly put us on P3 on the grid for this one, so let's see. Now, this is one of the cars. Well, the Grania Viana one is not one that I've driven much, so this is going to be very exploratory for me. I don't really know where I'm going, so let's see what happens. Downhill start, so we can come get some momentum up in our little rental cart. Now, where are we going here? Around to the right. There's so many variations of circuit here at the Grania Viana one. Lots of additional little curbs that they throw in just to change the layouts. Oh, wow. Oh, hang on, we're going this way? Yeah, we are. Haven't had a track limits warning yet. Man, it's so easy to get lost around here. This way? If anyone knows where I am, please let me know. Okay, right, we're back around to the start again. This may take some learning, everybody. So, flat round here. No. Oh no! We're one of the tyre spreaders. Alright, let's follow some other drivers, give us ourselves half a chance. This bit I know. That's no problem. So this time we're going to cut around rather than going fully around this left-hander. Cuts in here. Much tighter than that. And down this way. This is where we cut through the chicane. So is it a tight hairpin up here again? Yeah. And up over the top. Okay, we're getting there now. We're getting there. Okay, so you can take that first corner reasonably quickly. You just need to get a nice wide line to start off with. Yeah. Okay, so that inside left's now heating up. We're getting the hang of it, everybody. We're getting there. We're taking this to the last lap to do it. We're getting there. I think once you know where you're going, the layout's quite enjoyable. And that's that. So, yeah, a nice wide entrance into there, and then that opens up the next bit. That's actually quite fun. I'm actually going to break with tradition here. I'm going to rerun that and give that another go, because now we know where we're actually going. Let's give it a proper test. Excuse me, coming through. Right. It's a nice flowing start to the lap. Oops. You need to pull the handbrake on for that one. It's tight, but not that tight. Right. That's actually quite a nice layout. I do actually like that. So you can, I think you can take turn 1 flat, just need to get that line spot on, and then we'll be all good. Probably the hardest corner on the circuit, I would say, that one. Gets out through there. He's all that curb on the inside. Okay, one last run. Let's see if we can take this absolutely flat. Yep. Does mean you arrive at the next corner a lot quicker. Alright, let's try and sort this one out once and for all. Maybe not quite like that though. Up through the final chicane. Oop, over the additional curb. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty good. Now we know where we're going. That's a fun layout. So that's kart stage 2. And move on to one of the other ones. I think it's 101. Is the next one 101, then 102, then 121. Not quite sure on the naming method on these particular circuits, but so where are we? 101 next. So what's the difference on the map compared to that? So where was the grid? That was the grid, wasn't it? So a slightly tighter first corner, different middle sector. Okay, well, let's go jump into it. Let's go try it. We'll use a rental car again to give ourselves half a chance. It's yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, even myself, I'm still properly driving these for the first time, so this shows you that you just the kart circuits and the karts do tend to get a bit overlooked in AMS2, which is a shame because they are good fun. Okay, got some traffic in front of us to watch for this time, so show us the way. That's of course we nail them all off the start. Kind of like that. Right. So this time a bit tighter, come back on ourselves there. That's still the same. Instead of cutting right there, we come up this way. Oops. Oh. Okay. It's like a snaky kind of section in the middle which kind of keeps doubling back on itself. So this one here, what happens here? Okay, this time we're going around there much quicker. We don't have the... Okay, so the last corner there is a lot quicker than the previous one, so... Okay. Sort of got an idea now, let's see what we can do. So, tighter first corner. Although you still can cut quite a bit off the inside there. Difficult corner that one because the camber goes off to the left, it kind of drops you off. Oh yes, that's right. Comes back this way. Right. That's right. Comes around here again. So the rental kart seems to handle the curves around here a bit better. It's quite nice with their little controlled slide, and then over the top of the hill. Okay. Yeah, getting the groove of this one a little bit now. So a slight lift maybe for turn 1. So up to the top of the hill here. Slow it down because it comes back around. That was much nicer. When you get the rhythm of a place, it's so much easier, isn't it? Such a fast downhill left, that one. Up over the top of the hill, and that's the end of that one. Okay, so some slight subtle changes to some of the sections, and then that whole new infield section, which is quite nice when you hook it up properly. So that's 101. It's 102. Let's go check out the differences there. I mean, just looking at the track mapping to see just how much scope there is for different layouts on this particular circuit. There's literally roads everywhere you could use. 101. So 102 then. Okay, this is the one revision for this one, which is... Oh, okay, this one might be really fun. This one cuts out that tight cut back on the middle. Right. Looking forward to this one. Because it almost makes you feel like when you come up to that right-hander, it just naturally tries to take you out to the left-hand side anyway, so with this version you'll be able to carry a bit more speed around there, so that should be fun. Okay. Everything else is exactly the same, just that middle section's slightly different. Definitely AI are quite slow off the line in the rental carts. So quick through here and there. So this time when we come up the hill, we don't double back on ourselves, we'll let it run out wide and just be really quick through here. There we go. And keep it over to the right. Yeah, that's a much nicer flow through there. So I'd probably say about 80 to 90% of the lap in a rental car around here is full throttle. But there are some moments where you do need to try and balance it a little bit. It's not just a case of just keeping it planted and there's no real steering inputs required, you still have to drive the thing. Ooh, no. Too much curve that time. Co-driver said cut, so I did. Yeah, much quicker lap. So what are we running around here? This is well, it's 53 seconds, so it's just under a minute. Oh, that's in the slowest of all the karts, so it's quite fun through there. Just you crest the hill at the top of the corner as well, so the kart goes a little light and tries to slide sideways on you. So a little bit of corrective input there just to keep the kart going in the right direction. But for a short, tight, twisty circuit, some nice elevation changes going on as well, which keeps things interesting. Just thought I'd try and keep it pinned around there and see what happened, but that is not the way. Nice pit buildings as well on the left. Very modern looking facility, and the LED timing board there as well, which is quite cool. Alright. Right, so that's the 102 layout of Granja Viana, which is one of my favourite of the bunch so far, actually. Quite like that one. And then let's see what the 121 layout is like. What's the difference here? Right, so this one basically just cuts out that middle section altogether. So let's move up to a 125 for this one, see what this one's like. So yeah, once again, as mentioned, we'll run through these, and I think after this there is just the Buskerud layouts to do. And once we've driven those, we'll revisit them. So we'll throw in some different combos. So we'll put some. We'll bring the supercard out. We'll try some weather. We'll maybe even throw a couple of cars on there just for a laugh. So here we go then. Starting P3 for this one. So we know slightly a bit better where we're going now, so should be easy to learn this next one. Oh, there we go. Hooked up. Oh, oh dear. I don't think he quite realised that he needed to back off then as to avoid the tyres on the inside. Luckily, our drivers are actually stuck to the seats, right? You know, put some glue on their seats so they don't have to get thrown out. Otherwise, we would have been out by then. We had to have been caught by one of the marshals. Right, here we go. All of a sudden things are a lot quicker. And you can't say that most of the lap is now full throttle because you just simply can't do that. Oh, instead of a spin at the first corner. Doubles back on ourselves there. There's a lot more involved around here in one of these things. Obey the yellow flag rule, shall we? There's yellow flags everywhere at the moment. Okay, we're clear. That's where the accident is. Ah! Oh, it's insane. Right, here we go. Managed to finish the race in one piece. So yeah, so that's quite a fun little layout as well. So we'll go on to Buskerud, and we'll go from there. Mijo Santado, welcome. Can I play with you? Yeah, well, we might be able to. If anyone's interested in having a bit of a kart race this evening, we can probably set up an online server if you all fancy it. Go get the rental carts out. Okay, so that's the Granja Viana circuit. So let's move on to the final of our kart tracks, which is Buskerud. Now, I know a lot of you guys are a fan of this one. I'm a fan of it too. It's brilliant. In Norway, so this is the long layout. So we'll stick with the two-stroke for this. And then, yeah, see what happens. So we'll run through these two circuits. We'll do some fun challenges, and then let's see if we can get a server up and running. Should have some time. It'll be fine. Okay. So this one's got some really cool features to it. I mean, obviously that tower you can see in the background on the loading screen then. It's a very picturesque circuit, this one. Lots of elevation changes. Here we go. Starting on the outside in P3. And off we go. Yeah, probably one of the prettiest circuits in AMS2, I'd say. Lots of fast flowing corners. Top three are getting away a little bit here, but that's okay. So now we cut through onto what is the short layout. Well, where's he been going? Really quick chicane there. Sorry, not much talking going on for this particular lap. I'm just busy concentrating because this is rather intense. Okay, caught on the heels of the leader. Ooh, wow, okay. Ah! We're being mugged. Oh, not anymore. Into the hairpin. Difficult corner, that one. Kind of drops away at the end of the braking zone, so you lose traction. Oh, hello. Someone's waiting to get us later on in the lap. AI turning into wreckers. Oops, a bit too quick into that middle bit there. Right, now we have a clear look of the lap. So up to the hairpin. I just love the just kind of flow of the circuit just bounces around. Oh, hello, what's going on here? So Kidek says I need to update the other kart tracks to Buskerud standards someday if I ever find time for it. It is a very good one, the Buskerud circuit. It is beautiful. I do like the other ones. I appreciate that kart circuits aren't always necessarily the most I don't know, in-depth circuits in terms of buildings or surrounding scenery and things. So it's not always necessarily as detailed as some of the other larger circuits are, but I think they all work very well. But this one is particularly pretty, I will give you that. So there we go, that's the long layout of Buskerud, or Buskerud, which is really fun, really, really fun. So now we go on to the short layout, and this one is also equally fun. I think this one's probably my favourite version of it, actually. I think I prefer the short version to the long one. So there we go. Load this one in. So this one basically just cuts off a whole section of it. So we don't have the hairpin on turn 2. We just have a really fast chicane and then straight up to the top of the hill. So a lot of fun. Further back on the pack this time. Let's try and avoid the carnage. Alright, all spreading out down to turn 1. Some people not even bothering with the curb on turn 1. Up over the chicane into the hairpin. A bit of a congestion into that. Oop. Someone tried to throw it up the inside and then bounce off the curb. Right. Bit of a recovery drive on now. Did say we'd be dodging karts, but wasn't quite expecting it to be like this, so here we go. So good. Love it, do that. Right, what's happening here? Excuse me. Bit of a take off over the top. Ooh. Wow, we were P5 all of a sudden. Not only do you have to have quick reactions for driving the things, you also have quick reactions for avoiding everyone else. Sure. It's P3 now. Simply by attrition. Oh, there's an awful line through that. Kept on the black stuff though. A big old slide to finish. That's a full-on lap, and you've got the 125s around there. It really is non-stop. But good fun. Definitely a super kart circuit, I reckon. We have to try that one. Right, okay. So Kidex says, short version is 10 years old now, by the way. Oh, wow. It's got old. First RF1 mod track was made in 2012 at Buskerud. The SF start-finish line on T1 were quite different, though, and no runoffs on the sides of the sweepers. You crash straight into the wind. Oh, brilliant. So is this actually a real kart circuit then, Kidex? This is actually... It's not fictional, is it actually a real circuit? That's what I want to know. I need to check that out, because that'd be incredible to race there. Right, so here we go. Let's... we said we were going to do some fun stuff, so let's do that. Let's go back to the beginning. We'll go to the Speedland kart circuit, so the indoor and outdoor version. We'll use the quick one. And what shall we do? We will add some weather. So let's go thunderstorm. Why not? Go all in. And to make it extra fun, we'll turn off the lights. Thunderstorm at night with an indoor and outdoor kart circuit. Now, I think I have tried. Excuse me. I've tried wet weather here before, and I think it's showed spray when it's indoors, but we'll find out. Oh, we're in the 125s as well. Just because that's the easiest option. Right. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go then. So we've got some floodlights at least, so we can see where we're going, but look at the light reflection off the road. Ooh. So we'll go around turn one, shall we? Ooh. Ah! The occasional thunder, lightning flash just to help illuminate the road a little bit more. Come on guys, let's actually get into the race. Ooh. We've got a spinner at the end. Ooh. We're going to join them. Right, back in to the inside. So we've got some water around there. And it's very wet under here as well. Ah! Right. Yeah, we have puddles inside as well. Need to fix the leaky roof. Very much so. Oh dear. Ah, no. Well, this is quite the challenge. I don't think the 125 is made for this. It's too busy sitting on the slip of the clutch most of the time. Right, back out into the elements we go. And all of a sudden there's no grip. What am I running tyres wise? Let's go back to the oops. Out that session. There we go. What are we running tyres on here? It's got automatic by weather. We'll put wets on. Rather big clap of thunder. Right, okay. Let's try that again. I don't know whether we had wets or slicks on last time, so now we definitely have wets on. Let's let them sort themselves out through turn one. Right, here we go. We're through. Even with the wets, there's not much grip or visibility. Ow! Right. Karts all over the place. Alright, Stephen, if you're still watching, I think I'm going to change the brake pressure. I think we need it. Right, let's set up. Turn the brake pressure down a bit. Go down to 80, and let's see what happens. Okay, take 3. See if we can survive 3 laps of treacherous conditions here at Speedland. Come on, guys. Outside rows faster. Oop, yeah. Do love the sheen on the road there with the lights. It's very nice. Right, gentle on the brakes. Use the wet line on the outside. Involves the wall as well in this case. All of a sudden, big change in grip as we come underneath there. Caught up with a bit of traffic. Actually looks drier under here now. Oops. Definitely the 125 is not the kart for this circuit. And then straight onto the wet. Oh, no grip. That's a real challenge. Right. You just can't turn at all. Can't even keep it in a straight line. Ah. Oh, there's the tyres on the inside. So maybe not quite the ideal combination if you want to have a pleasurable driving experience. Interesting challenge for your car control though. Yeah, so after doing the restarts, the track inside is considerably less wet. So that's just a bug starting in for the first time. Okay, we're through the middle section a bit better now. Need to be aware that we can't take this last corner as quick as we would like to. Here we go. The AI are significantly quicker when they're actually up and running. Slow car, yeah, that's me. It's one way to get into the hairpin, I suppose. Yeah, it's quite nice. You see a definitive line there between the wet and the dry part of the track. Right, safely back indoors for the time being. Just not in safe hands. Obviously wet tyres on a slick track that don't give the best grip either. That's right. Give it a bit of a Scandinavian flick to get around the final corner. And into the hairpin, it seems, is the way forward. Oh, it nearly worked. Well, that's a bit mad, isn't it? Okay. Let's move on. What should we do next? Let's bring out the supercard, I reckon. I think it's time. So let's find a suitable circuit for the supercards. So where is that? Hiding on the list here. Down this way, is it somewhere? There it is. Okay, first time we're seeing the supercart this evening. We'll take the thunderstorm off because I think that's going to be just absolute carnage. So we'll go back to dries for that. We will leave it at night time though. We'll take it. Where should we go? Well, we mentioned that bus grid might be a supercart circuit, so I think we might. We'll do that. We'll do short in the supercard at night because that seems like a safe thing to do. Anyway, so Kidex says basing on bus grid. It's based on my spoiled imagination. The place it's located is somewhat based on a real one, though. Okay, right. In one way, that's a shame, but in another way, it's great because thank you for sharing your spoiled imagination with us. we get to benefit from your imagination, so thank you for that. Right, nighttime running then in the supercarts. Probably the scariest place you could take the supercart to. Here we go. Love these things. Flame spitting out the side. Always very spectacular at night. Oop. Very well lit, the bus grid circuit. Almost as if it's daytime around here. Oop. This is so much power. It just picks up. Oop. No. A bit of a helping hand from the back. Thank you very much for that. Oop. Turn the favour to the guy ahead. Ah, you guys are chicken. Need to take that much quicker going up there. Not even getting out of second gear around here at the moment. to shift a third just to prove it was still there. Oops, some damage there. That is, everybody, the reason why they weren't going flat out over the top of the crest there. Because it's probably not really possible. Ah, there's the gravel. No. Oh, that's it, we're done. Cooked. No getting out of there. Okay, let's try again. Dark Eminence, welcome Dark Eminence. Supercards? Try Cadwell, yes. Yeah, not exactly a kart circuit, but with the supercards. Very fun, especially the mountain. Polar night, yeah, polar day. Okay, here we go. Let's hope for a cleaner run this time. Backing it into that one. One thing you certainly notice more at night with the supercarts is the exhaust layout. So you have one exiting out the side and then one out the back. So oh no, I thought I had that. Let's not get T-boned here. Once again, I'm going to risk saying it, but the supercar AI seems to be working quite well around here. Bit of a battle going on here at the moment, fighting our way back through. Now we've got our eye in slightly with the supercar. Back up to third. Oh dear. Oh, it's fun. Kind of fancy actually. It's just we'll ditch the AI for this one. I'm going to try that again, but I want to nail that that chicane complex because I reckon if you get the line right, you can get through there. So let's just go back. We'll do a time trial around here, I think. Let's go find our supercarts. We'll go to Buskerud Short. The leaderboard is not available for this one, so there's no times to chase, but this is purely about just trying to see if we can nail that chicane section. So Dark Eminence says, well, for F1 cars, Cadwell is a kart track. Yeah, this is true. It's all about perspective, isn't it? Probably also for these supercarts. Yeah, no, it's Cadwell is a tight circuit for a car circuit. Right, here we go then. Now we can see a little bit more where we're going. Nope, that's not the line. Oops. Right, restart, find the gravel. We will get that little chicane section sorted. Just need to get the line right going up to it. This key is not going too far wide there. Maybe not. Even if you do manage to thread it through the needle of the barriers, you end up landing and then running off into the barrier on the outside. Okay, right, one more go. Let's see if we can get this right. No, no, you just have to brake. Just how it is. Worth trying. You know, you always got to look for those little areas where you can trim time off your lap time. So if you can take it flat, you can take it flat. But if not, then yeah. Okay, right. What else do we want to try then? We'll go back to what we'll do actually. Let's come out of that. Let's find one of the other kart circuits that we liked. Which one was it that we were looking at earlier? Don't remember which one it was now. It was. Let's do. Was it that one? This one. Let's do the Gran Giuliana version 102, but this time we're going to take something else, not a kart around there. Okay, let's see how the Fusca handles this. So Frank's going to try Cadwell in a kart. Always found it too cramped in a proper car. Yeah, it's a very narrow circuit, Cadwell. It really is. It's yeah, a good circuit. Very enjoyable. I forgot we had cars. We had a race. All right. KidX says mostly tested and built around shifter karts. Okay, so the supercar was in the ballpark then, we could say. Right, we have a grid full of Fuscas at night. And Gran Giuliana V102. What could possibly go wrong? So far so good actually. Ooh. Just get tightened up there though. Let's go around the outside. The famous Fusca rear end helping us around that downhill left. If you enjoy watching us throw these Fuscas around the kart, so I hit the like button. Really appreciate that. That curb's quite a heavy one to hit. Nice to find our way back onto the track at some point. It actually works with the Fusca, funnily. I mean, it is tight, but It's actually quite fun. I like the illuminated board there in the night time. Really shows up very nicely. This does work, I think. Just come to a bit of a standstill there, though. There we go, we're coming home in P3 anyway, so we made some spots up. The Dark Eminence says, sounds strange, but try and stay in third gear as long as you can, saves the rear. Yeah. Let's see if it actually can deal with it around here. Treat it as a direct drive kart and just leave it in third. Point. Well, that works quite well. Right, okay, well, let's see if we can put ourselves a quick online lobby up. If anyone fancies it, we'll see if there's any takers, and we'll do some rental karts online. So let's go back and set up our lobby on here. Just have time for the one race, I think, this evening. Is with we've progressed on, but we've driven every single kart circuit in Automobilista 2. Hope you've enjoyed that. If there's a particular favourite, please let me know in the comments which one you like the most. I think for me, I really enjoy the Buskerud one, but there's some other really nice layouts in there as well. So, okay, so race settings then. We're going to do this as laps. We'll do a 10 lap race. 12 o'clock. Yep, it's all good. Yeah, we'll do a 10-minute qualifying. People can come and set their qualifying times. So, what karts shall we go with? We're going rental karts. And I'm going to go to Alton Park. That would be ridiculous. Let's have a look. What kart circuit should we go with? The Interlagos ones are pretty fun. I reckon we go to Ortona though. So let's do the. Let's do the number one layout, shall we? The smoother, quicker layout. We'll do that. Although, actually, no. Let's gonna change my mind though. Let's do something more rental kart specific. So we'll do. We'll do Speedland 1, so we'll have a bit of indoor and outdoor action, I think. We'll do that. And... Oops. I'll go back. Just put a name on it so you guys can find it. Thing on there, right. Create new. So it will be called SRB Karting. There we go. Let's try that again. So see if anyone else fancies joining in. But yeah, so that was our kind of look at all the kart circuits in Automobilista 2. Some good variety and obviously some very typical kart circuits in that mixture as well. But I do like the karts in the AMS2. They do drive quite nicely and they're good fun to throw around as well. But I really think it's good fun just having that other option in AMS2. So obviously we got all the Brazilian cars and tracks as well, but having kart as an option is always good fun. So see if anyone else is going to join us for this one. So let me know what your favourite kart circuits are, and even what your favourite karts are as well. It'd be good to know what you guys like. If we don't get any takers here, then we'll take the supercar around Cadwell for you guys. So we'll see what happens. I'll give it a few minutes just to see if anyone else joins in. But I don't think they're very popular to race online. I don't think many people join servers with karts on them. But yeah, I think we're just gonna do a quick run around Cadwell with the supercar. So we'll do that instead. There we go. Cadwell Park. Superkarts. Let's go. So Frankie says, I would join, but quite honestly, I don't think another chicane is needed. Oh, you're all good. You're all good. All right, so let's try the supercar around Cadwell Park. You know when you're feeling old, you know, when you end up playing football with the kids and other kids in the village, and then 2 days later you're just absolutely destroyed. It's just, it's no fun. Okay, here we go. So it is probably just as wide as a kart circuit, actually, looking at it from here. In fact, Bosca is probably wider. Here we go then. Get to stretch the legs of the big 250cc supercar through turn 1. Flat out through there. Bit of lift off over the top of the hill there. I know there's one place on the lap where we're going to be getting some air, but I wasn't expecting it to be there. It's a mad thing, this is. Hard on the brakes. On the top of the hill. Just a little lift out of the throttle just to make sure we get through there safely. And through this really fast, fun chicane. Ooh. Missed the apex by a mile. Down the hill into the gooseneck. Hard on the power, heading off towards the mountain section, and where things start to tighten up even more so. Lift off over the top. Through the woodland area. More wheel stand action over the top of the crest there. Keep it on the track. Right, okay, straight. A chance to reset your eyes. And away we go. Need to be aware of lift off over the top of the hill here. Kept it in bounds this time. Very much a circuit of two halves here at Cadwell Park. Got a bit of the death wobble going on. There we go, let's try and make the apex this time. It's better. And flick it over the left. Oh, it's so fun. Just about gathered it up on the exit. I want to go up the club pit lane. Didn't get the run at the mountain this time. Right, we'll go for one more lap. Let's try and get a clean one in. But yeah, you can definitely feel that it's quite similar to a kart circuit when you're driving something like this. So much for a clean lap, huh? Right. We'll get another run up the mountain this time, hopefully. Does mean that we have another run through our favourite chicane. It really is quite a ride around here, you have to hang on. Instant death. These things are just mad. Right, so there we go. We've driven every single kart circuit in Automobilista 2. And a variety of different karts, from rentals through to two-strokes, shifter karts, and of course this insane superkart. So I hope you enjoyed that this evening. I hope you enjoyed having a look at all the kart circuits. Maybe some of you haven't seen, like I had. I had to learn a couple of the Granja layouts. But hopefully you enjoyed seeing all the different layouts of the kart circuits. Give them a try. If you haven't yet given them a go, if you haven't tried the karts or any of the kart circuits out, I would encourage you to give them a check out and just see how you get on with them. Let me know in the comments too if you've given them a try and how you got on with them. I'm curious to see your thoughts on them. But yeah, really enjoy driving all the different circuits here in Automobilista 2, and as mentioned, just the overall variety that's available in AMS2 is just, yeah, it's brilliant, and it keeps everyone interested from all different angles of interest in motorsport. So if you like single-seater cars, GTs, touring cars, whatever it may be, it's something for everyone. And karts definitely fill that gap, which, you know, if you fancy having a go at some karting, maybe you can't afford to run a supercar or a shifter car or whatever it may be, it's always a good option to give that a try and have some fun with it. So yeah, I'd encourage you all to give it a go. But yeah, once again, thank you so much everybody for your company this evening. Thank you for spending your evening with us, and for your comments and your insights as well. I always appreciate you guys getting into those comments and having a conversation with us. So big thanks to everyone who's joined us this evening. I hope you have a good remainder of your weekend and that you have a good relaxing one. We'll be back in action again next weekend for a live stream, if not before. But stay tuned. Hopefully we can get something out to you guys this week. It's been a bit of a mad, busy week for me this last week, so not much going on sim racing wise, but this time hopefully we can get something out to you guys. So really appreciate you guys being here, and yes, we will get some community racing going again soon. I will get something planned, and we'll be back in action again. But until next time, take care of yourselves. Thank you very much once again, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.